There once was a man from Sumatra who wanted so much to please his pa, but music was his love, melody he could not shove, so he wrote a song that truly raised the bar. It was the song that would change his life and move an entire nation. You should know the song too. It's Majulah Singapura, Onward Singapore, Singapore's national anthem. Zubir Said was born on 22nd July 1907 in a small village near Bukit Tinggi, West Sumatra. Zubir's mother died when he was just 7. His father, Muhammad Said bin Sanang, was a railway conductor and chieftain to 4 villages. When Zubir was studying, he was more interested in Boy Scout activities and, of course, music. In fact, it was his scout leader who introduced him to Solmisasi, a music system based on numbers. He also learned how to play and even make a flute from a friend. The latter skill came in handy because he could sell his handmade instruments for extra pocket money. Muhammad Said had set his hopes on his eldest son. His wish was to see Zubir continue in his work as head of the 4 villages or at least join the army or the Dutch government civil service. In other words, what he thought was a proper career. But young Zubir had other plans in mind. After a year of middle school at Kadang, he joined a Dutch administrative office as a copy typist. For some fun, Zubir played with the village keroncong orchestra and picked up the violin. Muhammad Said was not happy, but the real blow came when his son gave up his desk-bound job to tour West Sumatra with a traveling keroncong group. Zubir was finally playing music full-time, but the song was still not quite right. He knew that to truly pursue his dreams, he had to get out of Sumatra. Zubir had heard from a sailor friend about Singapore, a land of electric lights, milk, coffee, and real butter. So, at 21, after surviving a bout of illness, Zubir left for Singapore in a small cargo boat. 2 days after arriving in Singapore, Zubir landed a job as a violin player with City Opera, a large bangsawan troupe also known as traditional Malay opera. He was so poor he had to borrow a violin from one of the senior violinists. This older man became both friend and teacher, teaching young Zubir how to make sense of the impossible musical notes and scores. Did you know? To earn a living, Zubir had to go from village to village to take photographs of the villagers for their identity cards. For a while, he was also a freelance photographer with the Malay newspaper Utusan Melayu. The paper's chief editor was none other than Encik Yusof bin Ishak, Singapore's first president. In 1938, Zubir made his greatest find, the talented and beautiful Tarmina Karyo Wikromo, a keroncong singer. She became his wife and the mother of his 5 children. When the Japanese invaded Singapore during World War II, Zubir went back to Bukit Tinggi to avoid the Japanese invasion. There, he fought a personal war with his father, who had not forgiven Zubir's disobedience. Bukit Tinggi fell to the Japanese and Zubir found himself singing songs for survival, to entertain the Japanese soldiers and war prisoners. It was only when Zubir returned to Singapore 5 years later that he tried his hand at music composition. Initially, his music was largely written for local Malay films and popular culture. Later, they became more patriotic. An entire decade passed before Zubir gained some recognition as a composer. Did you know, other than Majulah Singapura, Zubir was also the composer of Semoga Bahagia, May You Achieve Happiness. This is the official Children's Day song reminding students to work hard for the future. Listen to the chorus and pay attention to the lyrics. Sing along if you wish.
Capailah nama yang mulia, pemudi-pemuda, rajinlah supaya berjaya. semoga bahagia.
In 1958, Zubir was commissioned by Singapore's City Council to compose a song celebrating the reopening of the Victoria Theatre. The debut of his composition, Majulah Singapura, was performed by the Singapore Chamber Ensemble on 6 September 1958. In an interview, Zubir explained that inspiration for this song came from a Malay proverb,
Di mana bumi dipijak, di situ langit dijunjung.
"You should hold up the sky of the land where you live." Indeed, Zubir lived up to this philosophy. Although born in Indonesia, Zubir chose to make Singapore his home. And through his music, he paid tribute to this country. But Majulah Singapura is also a song shaped by his life. To write this song, Zubir had gone against the grain, meaning he did things not commonly done. He sang a different tune. He took risks. When Singapore gained self-governance from the British in 1959, the newly appointed government led by Lee Kuan Yew felt a song was necessary to unite the multiracial citizens of the nation. Majulah Singapura was chosen because it was appropriate yet popular with the public. Did you know? Majulah Singapura, together with the national flag and the state crest, was launched on 3rd December 1959 at the installation of the new head of state, Yang di-Pertua Negara, Encik Yusof bin Ishak, at the City Hall steps. When Zubir was asked to revise the song for the national anthem, he never expected a reward. Yet, he received the greatest reward, his father's recognition. Majulah Singapura was formally adopted as Singapore's national anthem on 3rd December 1959. For the launch, Zubir's 101-year-old father flew from Indonesia to witness his son's proud moment. With tears, Muhammad Said praised his son and urged him to continue the good work he had done with his talent. For Zubir, this was what made the song even more extraordinary. Like Zubir, I do believe you have an extraordinary song in you too. Keep looking for it, and when you find it, use it well.